in that first session, straying down leg side, but it is great batting by Blewett, both times picking it up so quickly. These two shots down to fine leg for 4 runs.
Yeah, it's a tough shot to play. I mean, he's going for the quicker ball to get onto Blewett, straying down the leg side, Greg down on one knee and turning it down there for 2 fours in a row. And he's just been in great touch all day.
We've seen very little of Callis, but every time I've seen him bowl in the 3 sessions, he's caused a few problems. Another episode there with the French Cup.
Yeah, he bowls fairly straight. He gets a little bit of movement away every now and again, and he's always on, on that 10-cent piece on a good length, which a lot of the other South African bowlers haven't done.
Haven't they treated the loose ball with contempt today? They've gone out with a very positive attitude outside that first 20 minutes or so, and it's just been a delight to watch.
There again, the South African bowlers getting onto Steve Waugh's legs, which is just, a big no-no. I mean, he's just so strong there, like Mark and another 4.
Here's Pollock, and that brought up the Australian 250. They've been tradesman-like shots of trademark shots by Steve Waugh. That back foot cover driving, the back foot cutting, just been superb.
And there again, Donald getting far too short again. I mean, they've been doing it all day. They keep thinking it's one of his lesser strength is from up the back of the bat from Steve Waugh. Richardson trying to get up there, but just not getting high enough and putting it down.
Well, there's been a couple of chances come like this, but they haven't been taken. You've got to make your own luck.
That's been the great thing about the Australian batsmen. Even though they've got into a bit of trouble here and there, they just keep going at the South African bowlers like he has there. In that particular stage there, Alan Donald bowled a number of short deliveries at Steve Waugh. Steve Waugh coming back with him, the only way he knows how, and that's to smash him in the fence again.
Well, that brought up Steve Waugh's 50 and also the 100 partnership between he and Blewett. But the crowd at the Wanderers ground have just been treated to vintage stuff from these 2 young players, and it was wonderful to see Blewett get his 100 just before that tea break.
I'm sure Steve would love you to hear him call him young too, mate.
Well, most people are younger than I am, Greg.
There we have it again, another short delivery. Just bowling to both our batsmen's strengths at the moment. They're not really thinking much at all, I don't think.
So at lunch, 4 for 200.
204, a record for Australia for the 5th wicket against South Africa. So eventually we're underway. Klusner in bowling to Waugh. Runs immediately, could well be 4. The outfield is quick, and it finds the boundary rope.
No fuss, no bother, but this is bothering him now.
Waugh on 97. Over pitch ball, he works it away nicely through mid-wicket. Is the century here? The ball just slowing down. Will it go? Yes, it will. There's his century.
Fantastic effort from Steve Waugh. He's only been in pain for a little bit of time since the tea break, but his effort today has been a sustained effort, along with Greg Blewett. Really has been a wonderful performance by the Australians. A terrific partnership by these two. It's been crowned off by the 12th Test century by Steve Waugh. He's made centuries all around the world, the Caribbean, the UK, Australia, of course, and he'll be very pleased to that 3-figure number against his name here in South Africa.
His last Test century came in January of last year, 170 against Sri Lanka in Adelaide. At the time, he was in rare form. That century, 1 of 4, and wary. The number 87, Steve Waugh, has had no concerns. Swings it away on the onside. It's in the air. It'll fall safely. Adams is tracking it out towards the boundary. It'll be 4. Just trickles into the rope. Callis generates some pace, but on this wicket, lovely shot out through mid-wicket. 4 more. Solves the problem.
Well, Steve Waugh only needs 1 leg to play those. The half volley on leg stump. He's got very strong.
That's for his weight, and sometimes doesn't time the ball in the middle of the bat. And that's perfect.
Well, there you go. Didn't have to do much there, did he? Just put to the line of the ball and timed that one to perfection. It's the ball that's really full that's getting the full treatment, the full meat of the bat. Australia's 400, 4 for 400. There was a little period this morning of an hour when Australia really battled. Blewett saw that through. He really battled this morning. So did Stephen Waugh. But there's the timing, falling away a little to the offside. but 112 quick bowlers.
Yes, and when you bowl across the body of Steve Waugh and you allow him to get on that back foot, you are in strife, and that's exactly what happened. Waugh able just to rock back and stay there on the back foot. Sort of not timing some of the big shots as he would have liked. And that is a cracking shot. That may well be Steve Waugh's best onside shot today. He was cramped up a little bit, remembering that Klusner is going around the wicket. Klusner is like a PC mouse. You can't play games without him. And Blewett may well have got a bottom edge and some glove perhaps even to get that ball to the boundary. Just the wait umpire Venkat's signal. Yes, that's 4-2 Blewett. So he goes along to 116. Leapfrogs past. Well, you're not going to get breakthroughs by bowling wide outside either of these players off stump, and Blewett once again showing that he's such a good player square the wicket for a man who wants to be basically.
The hope of getting a breakthrough hasn't come.
And that is perfect. But that's what we say about Greg Blewett. He doesn't get his weight all over the front knee, but when you have such great skill, it doesn't matter. A classical boundary for Blewett to end the over. 4 for 421. That is his stock delivery anyway, the one that leaves the right-hander. And I wouldn't be standing where Honzi Cronje is at silly point if you're going to bowl rank long hops to either of these players, and that has been hit past Cronje at 1,000 miles an hour.
Well, an old mate of mine used to say, at the speed of 1,000 striking wharfies. Look at that going. Plenty of width there. This is a real test now for young Paul Adams. Coming on to bowl.
And Blewett goes over the top, exactly as Terry Jenner suggested, and that has not been timed as well as you would have liked, just a couple. And now the interesting thing will be, what does Cronje do?
Just to get one hand off the bat and drop it away.
Well, the man is at fine leg, he's reasonably square, but he should get around to it, and does just that. Good fielding in the end.
Well, we've hit him through the offside just as previously to that last ball.
This does beat the field. That's squarer, and that's 4.
You just can't give too much width to this man. He's a fabulous player through the covers. Really gets his hands through the ball. Foot well out there, and oh, hasn't he hit that well? And you know you hit it well when there's a big curl of the arc of the ball racing away to the boundary. It's a very hard shot to play, the square drive. And now
very fine, that's 4.
just Pollock
beating the record set by Steve Waugh himself and Alan Border. Dancing down the wicket, Dean Jones picked he'd do it, and there it is.
What a great shot that is. Gave himself a little bit of room and just smashed it wide of cover. He is really in good form. Look at this, the footwork, and didn't try to hit it too hard, and the placement was just fantastic. He really is in good form. He wants to take it up to this young man. He'll probably even try and pick one over the top as well.
Here it goes, using the feet, lofted, and 4 more. And the 450 on the board for Australia. What a score, 4 for 453.
Oh, is this man having some fun at the moment. Down the wicket, tried to hit it inside out, and just gave it the kitchen sink. Trying to get inside, hit with the spin. Oh, he's a good player to watch when he's like this, I tell you.
Now, mid-off is going to long off.
Try and sweep him. Hit towards mid-wicket here.
Well, he just walked outside the off stump and hauled it round wide of mid-on. Mightn't go for 4, won't go for 4. They've got 2 and coming back for 3. That's great running at this stage of a partnership, which is 270 odd. 11 runs off the over, 4 for 456. Magnificent shot by Blewett, and that's another 4 to square leg. Sensational batting here. What a display by the Australians. That's the over. 4 for 460.
Going to blender. Exasperating cry, but sort of shot you'd almost expect. Short, wide, bounced a bit. Got quite a lot of bat on it. And 150 for Greg Blewett. 268, his top first-class score, so he's got a way to go there. But he's way past his 115 against England. This is top test match score.